So, good afternoon. So, here sa ating Forensic 4, Chapter 3, Part 2. More on terminologies lang po ito. So, we have the 54 terminologies, the kinds of movements, the motor coordination, and the rhythm of handwriting. So, pasok tayo sa terminologies. Medyo marami tong terminologies na to, pero mga keywords lang. Terminologies related to handwriting. Mga keywords lang yung papahapyawan natin dito ha. Writing, identification, and examination. First, we have the alignment. Alignment is the relation of the parts of the whole of writing or line of individual letters in words to the baseline. So, it is the alignment of the word. So, a relative alignment of the letters. So, it means ito yung relationship or relation or yung parte. So, magka-align, di ba? From the word itself, alignment, magka-align. So, a relation of parts of the whole writing. Next is the angular form. Angular form. Angular form is the sharp. Sharp, di ba yung mga kanto, angles, sharp. So, a straight stroke that are made by stopping the pen and changing direction before continuing. So, nag-change ha. Angular, and yan, sharp. Next is the arcade form. Arcade forms. It is forms that look like arch. Kaya nga, arcade, arc. Mukhang arc daw. So, rounded on the top and open at the bottom. So, like this, ha. Alignment, magkaka-align, sharp, may mga angle, arcade, may arc. 4 is the characteristic. Characteristic is any property or mark which distinguish and in a document examination commonly called to us the identifying details. The identifying details or the details. Kasi 'di ba pag characteristic may kanya-kanyang detalye. So it will be unique depende sa details na meron siya. Kaya mo siya matutukoy. Okay, yung mga forms na yan. Next is collation. Collation, alam nyo to, side-by-side comparison. Okay, collation, as used in the text, means the critical comparison on side-by-side examination. So, ang keyword lang dyan ay side-by-side. Side-by-side comparison or examination. So, collation, kapag merong standard example at yung isang disputed na document or letters. So, kailangan siya ay, kung magkakaroon ng collation, dapat side by side ng document na yan or ng characteristic na yan ay ma-compare natin ha, mag-undergo ng examination para malaman natin kung disputed or not. Okay? 6, iba siya sa comparison ha. Collation, the side by side. And the word comparison is the act of setting two or more items side by side to weight their identifying qualities. So, dito naman is to identify the qualities na meron sila. Kung ito side by side comparison, ito identifying the qualities. So, it is also refers not only a visual but also a mental act in which the element of one item are related to the counterparts of the other. Next. 7 is the disguise writing. Alam nyo na ito, lalo kapag pipirma sa mga kaklaseng hindi naman parents nila yung pumirma. So, a writer may deliberately try to alter. They are trying to alter o gayahin his usual writing habits in hopes of hiding his identity. So, isa din to, yung iniiba mo yung sulat para hindi ka makilala. So, also, the result regardless of their effectiveness are termed disguise writing. And next is the downstroke. Downstroke. The movement of the pen toward the writer. So, downstroke, papunta sa atin lagi ha. Toward the writer. So, pababa. Papunta sa atin. Next is the form. The form, the writer's chosen writing style. Kung paano niya ba gustong magsulat. So, writer, chosen writing style. So, the way the writing looks, whether it is a copybook, elaborated, simplified, or either printed. Next is the garland. Garland form. Paano ba pag word na garland? It's a cup-like connected form that is used open at the top and rounded at the bottom. So, literal na ganan, cup form. Open daw dito sa top and round daw dito sa bottom. That is the garland form. Next is the gestalt. Gestalt. Gestalt is a German word that means complete or a whole. Complete or a whole. A good gestalt needs nothing added or taken away to make it look right. So also a school of handwriting analysis that looks at handwriting as a whole picture. Next, we have the grapho analysis. Grapho analysis. Grapho analysis is the study of handwriting based on the two fundamental strokes. Based on the two fundamental strokes. So, the curve and the straight stroke. So, the curve and the straight stroke. Next is the graphometry. Analysis by comparison and measurement. Kaya nga may metry, measurement. Next is the graphology. So, lahat sila may graphology. Pag malilito sa grapho analysis, graphometry, graphology. So, graphology is the art of determining character disposition and amplitude of a person from the study of handwriting. So, it also means the scientific study and analysis of handwriting. So, especially with the reference to forgeries and question document. So, to determine the character disposition. Next is the hand lettering. Hand lettering is any disconnected style of writing in which each letter is written separately. So, cursive and hand lettering, syempre yung magkakahiwalay. Like, ganyan. Next is the left-handed writing or mas kilala bilang wrong handwriting. Kasi sanay kasi tayo, di ba? Lagi sa right. So, mas tinatawag natin silang wrong handwriting. Next, I will sulat na lang yung mga words na to and I will tell the meaning na lang. Okay po. Since palubat na rin yung pen ni ma'am, mas okay na makinig and mag-take down notes. Next is the letter space. Dahil magpapasa po kayo next week ng notes, make sure na may mga meaning tong mga terminologies na to. Ibig sabihin, pinakinggan nyo po yung lecture natin. So, letter space is the amount space left between the letters. So, like for example, A and L, ito yun. Letter space, may space. Pero hindi naman syempre ganun yung space pag nagsusulat, di ba? Ayan yung mga space. Okay, letter space. Next is the line direction. Line direction. Line direction is the movement of the baseline, may slant up or down or straight across the page. Next is the line quality. Line quality. Line quality is the overall character of the ink lines from the beginning to the ending stroke. So there are two classes, the good line quality and the poor line quality. So the line quality, pagka 'di ba dati nung elementary may mga nagsusulat minsan pumapataas na sila, no? Yung mga sulat nila, like kunyari ganyan, tuloy-tuloy, tapos biglang pataas. So that is the line quality. Next is the line space. Line space is the amount of space left between the lines. Next is the manuscript writing. Okay, medyo nagloloko na uli siya. Manuscript writing is a disconnected. Manuscript writing is the disconnected form of script or a semi-script writing. So this type of writing is taught in young children in elementary schools at the first step in learning to write. So ginagamit tong manuscript una sa school, ha. Next is the margin. Alam na alam nyo to, margins. So margins are the amount space left under the writing on all four sides. So yun yung mga margin. Next is the microscopic examination. Microscopic examination is any study or examination which is made with a microscope in order to discover the minutiae details. O yung mga minutiae details, minutia. Yan, ha. Kasama po dun. Kapag maliliit, hindi nakita ng mata, kasama. Next is the movement. Movement, it is important element in handwriting. It embarrasses all the factors which are related to the motion of the writing instrument skill. So the speed, freedom, hesitation, rhythm. Yan, kasali po yun, ha. Lalo na yung speed and rhythm. Kasi sa rhythm, kung paano ka magsulat, yung quality doon na yung qualities ng sulat mo. So the manner in which the writing instrument is moved, that is by the finger. It's either gamit ang finger natin, hand, or buong forearm, or the whole arm. Yun yung movement, ha. It's either finger, hand, forearm, or whole arm. Next is the natural writing muna tayo. Natural writing. Natural writing is any specimen of writing executed normally without any attempt to control or alter its identifying habits, and it is usual quality or execution. So the natural writing, syempre yung natural mo na sulat, hindi mo pinapagandahan, no? Hindi mo binadahan-dahan. So it is executed normally. Next is the natural variation. Natural variation. Natural variation, these are the normal or the usual deviation found between the repeated specimen of any individual handwriting. So kunyari mga sulat na ganito, no? So makikita mo, ma-identify mo na same lang din to kapag sinulat ko. Kumbaga yung mga variation na makikita mo dyan, yan. Variation kasi like kunyari pag nagsulat ka, naulit yung sulat mo na nagkamali ka dun. Kunyari letter A, ang letter A talaga ganito, is napaganon mo din. So yung variation is normal na sulat mo yon sa isang character, no? So nauulit mo yon. So it is repeated sa ganong specimen. Next is the pen emphasis. Pen emphasis. Pen emphasis is the act of intermittently forcing the pen against the paper. So tandaan lang, forcing the pens against the paper. So when the pen point has a flexibility, this emphasis produces the shading, but with more rigid writing points, heavy point emphasis can occur in writing without any evidence of shading. So the act of intermittently forcing the pen against the paper with increased pressure. So yung pen emphasis, syempre kapag yung pressure na ilagay mo sa ballpen mapupunta sa paper, syempre magkaka-ink, no? So additional shading. Next is the pen hold. So literal na hinawakan ang pen. Pen hold. Paano ka humawak ng pen? So the place where the writer grasps the barrel of the pen and the angle at which he holds it. So syempre nakaka-apekto din kung paano ka magsulat, is depende sa paghawak mo ng pen. Next is the pen position. Pen position. pen position. Pen position is a relation between the pen point and the paper. So, the pen point and the paper. Next is the pen pressure. Ito yung sinasabi natin kanina. Pen pressure. Pen pressure is the average force with which the pen contacts the paper. So, contact naman to ha. Contact, ito relationship. So, the pen pressure as opposed to the pen emphasis, it deals with the usual of the average force involved in the writing rather than the period and creases. Next is the print script. Print script is a creative combination of printing and cursive writing. So, combination to ng printing and cursive writing. Next is the proportion or the ratio. So, it is the relation between the tall and the short letter and is referred as to the ratio of writing. Ratio lang to ha, proportion or the ratio. Next is the quality. So, quality, a distinct or a peculiar character. Also, the quality is used in describing the handwriting to refer any identifying factor that is related to the writing movement itself. So, paano natin i-describe ang isang character? So, that is the quality. And the rhythm is the element of writing movement which is marked by regular or periodic recurrences. So, it's either smooth, intermittent, or jerky yung quality, no? So, the flourishing succession of the motion which are recorded in the written record. So, periodicity, alteration of the movement. Kabilang din po dyan, no? Kung gaano ka-smooth yung pagsusulat. That is the rhythm. 35 is the shading. Shading is the widening of the ink, no? Widening of the ink, kaya nga shade. So, due to the added pressure on the flexible pen point or to use of the stub pen. Ito nga yung sabi ko, the more na nilalapat mo yung pressure sa pen, sa paper, is magkakapag-produce yan ng ink, no? So, it will also called as shading. Next is the 36, significant writing habit. Dito naman sa significant writing habit, it's any characteristic of the handwriting that is sufficiently uncommon and well fixed to serve as a fundamental point in the identification. No. Next is the simplification. Simplification is eliminating extra or superfluous strokes from the copy book model. Okay? Simplify. 38 is the size. It may refer to the overall size of the writing or the proportion between the zone. So, andun na, word itself, size. 39 is the skill. In any set, there are relative degrees or ability or skill, and the specimen of the handwriting usually contains evidence of the writer's proficiency. So, the degree, kabilang dito, the ability or yung skill ng isang writer. No? Next, pinapahapyawan lang natin na kasi very common sense na rin naman po. Slope or slant, the angle or inclination of the axis of the letters related or relative to the baseline. So, there are three classes, no? So, the slant to the left and the slant to the right. And last is the vertical slant. Right? And vertical slant. Next, 44 is the speed of writing. Speed of writing is the personal pace at which the writer's pen moves across the paper. And pag sinabi namang speed or speedy writing, iba to sa speed of writing, ha? Ito may off, ito walang off. So, not everyone writes at the same rate. So, that consideration of the speed of writing may be significantly identifying element. So, writing speed cannot be measured precisely from finished handwriting but can be interpreted in the broad terms of slow, moderate, or rapid. Next is the system of writing. System of writing, the combination of the basic design of a letters and the writing movement as taught in school. So, make up the writing system. So, writing through use diverges from the system but generally retain lang siya, no? Next is the tension. Tension is the degree or the force exerted on the pen compared to the degree of relaxation. So, kumbaga, relax ba yung kamay mo or nag-a-add ka ng pressure? Next is the thready. Thready form. Thready form is an indefinite connective form that looks flat and wavy. Thready, wavy. Tandaan ha. Next, variability. Variability is the degree to which the writing varies from the copybook model. And the variation, magkaiba tahad. Variation is the act of processing of changing. The word space, word na to ha, kanina kasi letter space. So, the amount of space left between the words. And the writing condition. Writing condition. Writing condition, both the circumstances under which the writing has prepared and the factors influencing the writer's ability to write at the time of the execution. So, it includes also yung writer's position. Ano po? So, the sitting, standing, a bed, so the paper support, and backing, and the writing instrument. So, writing ability may be modified by the condition of the writer's health also. Kung ninenervyos ba yan or depende kapag nakakainom. Ano? Next is the wrong-handed writing. The wrong-handed writing. Any writing executed with the opposite hand, the normally used aka with the awkward hand, or mas kilala siya bilang awkward hand, at once means to disguise, no? Ginagamit yan pang disguise. And last is the writing impulse. Writing impulse. Writing impulse is the result of pen touching down the paper and moving across the page. So, until it is rise from the paper again. So, meron tayong 4 na kinds of movement. So, napahapyawan ko na to kanina. The finger movement, the hand movement, the forearm movement, and the whole forearm movement. So, the finger movement, the thumb, the first and second and slightly the third finger are in actually motion, no? Yung mga fingers natin. So, usually employed by the children and illiterates. So, the hand movement produced by the movement or action of the whole hand. Whole hand naman to ha. So, with the wrist and the center of attraction. And the forearm is the movement of the shoulder, hand, and arm with the support of the table. And the whole forearm movement is the action of the entire arm without resting. Ano ba yung mga quality movement? So, 5 po ang quality. Nagloloko. Wait lang. Quality movement. So, quality movement, kabilang dito yung clumsy, illiterate, and halting. So, pakisulat na lang ha. Clumsy, illiterate, and halting. Hesitating and painful due to weakness and illness. Strong, heavy, and forceful. Nervous, and irregular. So, even the smooth, flowing, and rapid. So, pag sinabi nating speed, it is slow and either deliberate or average. So, the different movements employed affect in writing. It's either sa smoothness nito, directness, and uniformity. Ano po? So, pasok tayo sa meaning ng motor coordination. Motor coordination. The special way in which the various muscles used in writing work together to produce the written forms. So, there are the characteristic of the motor coordination. Meron siyang 5 characteristic. First is the free or smelt rounded curves. Next is the gradual changes of direction. Third is the pressure is always in state of change, moving from light to heavy or from heavy to light. Okay? Pressure. Next is the speed. And last is the shading. So, the shading impulse is distributed over a considerable length of the line, whereas in writing produced with a slow motion as in a finger movement. So, the shading often has a bunchy appearance in which the maximum width of the shaded line is attained abruptly. So, a faulty coordination is characterized by the following. So, pag sinabi kasing wavering and very irregular line, ay mga stroke na yan, wala yung freedom movement, no? So, the writing is obviously very slow and it is also typical of the writing of a young or a child. So, for anyone also pagka may mga sakit yan, no? Kabilang din. And the angular line, ito yung very common fault sa coordination kasi yung mga curves, yan, yung mga malalaki, maliliit, smooth or hindi, kabilang. And when we say the rhythm in the handwriting, rhythm, okay, the rhythm in handwriting is a succession of connected uniform strokes working in a full coordination. This is manifested by a clear-cut accentuated stroke. So it's either increase or decrease ano po, decrease. May types niyan. The lack of rhythm, it is characterized by a succession of awkward, independent, poorly directed, and disconnected motion. Next is the importance of the rhythm. By studying the rhythm of the succession of the stroke, one can determine if the writer normally and spontaneously or write with a hesitation, as if he is attempting to or for another signature. Next is the letter connection. Letter of connection. Letter of connection is determine the essential expression of the writing pattern. So it is mean indicator of the neuromuscular function. Words are formed by the connection letters to one another. So even letters are formed by joining the upward and the downward stroke. So ano ba yung mga types nito? First, merong arcade. Na-discuss na natin yan. The garland, the angular, and the thread-like. Pag sinabing arcade, this is a rounded stroke shaped like an arc. It is slow mode of connection resulting para makontrol yung movements. And pag sinabi namang garland, it's a link the downward stroke to the upstroke with a flowing curve, swimming from left to right. So, it is easy, no, effortless mode of connection. So, this is the written with the speed. And the angular connective form is when the downward stroke and the upward stroke meet directly. So, angular connection is formed. So, this is a type of connection imposes a check on the continuity of a movement, which is nakakarakterize din siya by an abrupt stop and start in which is yung turning point. And pag sinabi namang thread-like connective form, it is a joining the downward and upward stroke and is slurred to a thread-like, no? So, where rounded turns used at a both top and bottom. So, it will produce also the double curve. So, these forms appear both in the shaping of a letters within the word. So, yan lang po ang ating chapter 3, part 2. No more on terminologies lang. So, kindly fill up those term po ng meaning. Okay, so thank you and see you next